Hi, it's Martin from Martin's Engine Services. Just making a little video today, show you what's going on in the workshop. Nothing exactly very exciting, but something that's I come across that's sort of not interesting, but threw me a little curveball about 2 weeks ago. It's a 2015 Seat Ibiza 1.4 done a shade over 50,000 miles. Customer complaint, graunching, crunching, squeaking noise from front suspension. So, as usual, thought, yeah, rear wishbone bushes, and yeah, it was. They were both completely delaminated, and their basically centers were hanging out, and you could see where they'd been moving around in the housing. So, put bushes in. Nice little feature on these arms is there's two lines scribed for alignment of the bush. There's an arrow on the bush, and the original bush I took out was lined up with the arrow, with the alignment mark there, which I can see is my chalk mark from a couple of weeks ago. So, excuse me. So I thought, okay, put it all back in, and I've got the same graunching noise. Now, while I had the arm out, I inspected the front bushes, and they looked, and this is an original one in this arm, and they were absolutely perfect. There's no delamination, there was no movement in the car. They seemed absolutely perfect. Now, I do like to, where possible, keep the original manufacturer's components with these sort of arms. The quality of metal is far superior, the thickness of the steel is better, and they don't rust away within about 2 days of you fitting them. So I'd rather change the bush. I hate to see good components just thrown away for the point of a simple replacement part, and it's going to be far superior. I've obtained a couple of new bushes already, once I discovered what the problem was, and customers popped the car back to me today for repair. So once it all started graunching and groaning again when I drove it out to the workshop, I thought, what on earth is going on here? So I went over the roll bar links and roll bar bushes, etc. Couldn't find anything wrong. After some serious abuse of bouncing the car up and down and pulling and pushing, I finally heard the noise, say, coming out the front bush. So I thought, okay, this is very weird. They looked fine. So I've removed the arms today and put them in the vise. And if you really hang on the arm, you can actually get the bush to rotate in the arm. So there's no sign of any debonding of the rubber and steel sleeve here. There's no splitting, no cracks. The bush looks in absolutely fantastic condition. But it is just loose enough to just turn in the arm to give you the creaking noise. So I thought, well, there you go. I mean, it had to be the only thing logically it could have been, which is why I said, well, I'll grab some bushes and we'll try it. So there you go. That's today's mystery noise solved. They're easy enough to change. I just constructed this very simple homemade tool using a bit of tube and a big washer to get through the arm. Nut on the end, bush pulls out. Repeat procedure, pull the new bush in. Plenty of silicone lube on there and they go in nicely. You do have to pull them through a little further than you need them to be installed, obviously to allow the flange on the end here to pop over. See, there's a flange on the, getting in focus, on the old bush here. Allow that to pop over and then push it back to centralise it. And then just measure each side to make sure it's nice positioned. This one I'm about to do now, it's only take a few minutes to do, so not a big problem. But it just shows you sometimes you go to the obvious problem, i.e. the bush hanging out is now in two parts. Because literally when I press the middle, start pressing these bushes out, the original rubber section dropped straight out on both sides. But incredibly enough, there was no serious movement in the wheels. And the car drove fine, didn't wander or anything, so you go straight for the obvious. So I don't know whether this is a problem on the VW Audi Seat range of vehicles, this bush moving. I've only got a couple of other customers with anything in the say VW Audi Seat range. One of those is the Golf for 2012, I think, that's done about probably 130, 140,000 miles. And I know it gets driven quite, should we say, enthusiastically. I mean, this vehicle, on the contrary, just does local runs. I think where the guy works, I know he goes over one speed bump to get to where he works, but we've only got about 10 speed bumps in the whole of this part of Norfolk. So, and it's not as if it's subjected to those sort of conditions regularly. So I don't really know, but it was making a hell of a lot of noise, and I've changed one side and I put it back on the car, and problem solved. So I am working under a bit of an injury today, because anybody watched my video yesterday, I mentioned about the Lister A1 engine beating me up badly. Well, I've done a bit of a number on my wrist. I've got a huge glove on it, and I've got a brace underneath there, and a couple of support bandages on it, and oh boy, is she hurting. I think when I finish this, I will have to have a little trip to a local A&E for an investigation. So that little engine that was one of my favourites is now not one of my favourites. Still, fortunately with this job, it's not too bad to do, because I had it apart the other week and all the bolts have been freed up and never see, so that's alright. So they all come undone nice and easy, and these are a nice straightforward arm to change, especially with the bolt on lower ball joint. That makes life so much easier. They have to get the pinch bolt out and everything. So I'm working a bit wounded today, and I'm not happy with the engine at all, so it's definitely staying in the shed for quite some time. So I'm going to go back to putting this bush in and refitting this arm. So hope you like this short video on, it might help you out on a mystery noise you may come across, or someone might ask you about. So you never know, sometimes these things are common knowledge, sometimes they're not, but if you've come across it on this range of cars, I'd really like to hear about it, because it would be just good information for the future. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's totally free. Bye for now.